The research out there shows there are tremendous benefits to keeping people with dementia active and engaged in creative activities. But it's important to minimize frustrations and consider safety when embarking on any creative endeavors. So, today we're going to talk about some easy and helpful coloring tools and accessories that people with dementia can use to continue or start a coloring habit. My name is Scott Grant. I'm a certified senior advisor and senior home safety specialist. Welcome to Graying with Grace. I've got other posts and videos about the benefits of coloring for older adults, but it's just common sense. Being creative keeps the mind busy and makes the mind work and reduces stress. And there's a lot of benefits to it. So, but I wanted to talk today specifically about using coloring books with people with dementia. My recommendations are, first of all, look at the bindings. Use a spiral bound or a typical glue bound style of coloring book. You want to avoid ones like this that have staples. That's an opportunity for somebody, if there's running their hand across it, to cause an injury. Also, look at the paper. You want to minimize the chance of paper cuts. So it's best to always choose a coloring book that's got a thicker page on it just to help keep them safe from injuries. As far as general designs, you want to choose designs that have bolder, simpler images that are easier to use and make it easier for them to stay within the lines. Especially with advanced dementia, you want to avoid intricate designs and patterns that may frustrate them. Select images they find soothing and enjoyable based on their interest. Anything that can induce some nostalgia. Nostalgia is a great thing. Things like flowers and animals, nature scenes. So here are a few options I found that I recommend. This is the large print stress-free coloring book. This one's got the nice spiral binding. It's got some more simple designs, but it's also got some that are more complex as well. So if someone's in earlier stages of dementia, this would probably be a good choice. It's got nice thick paper, and it's also these pages are perforated. So once they finish the page, you can take it out, or you can take it out before if it's easier for them to color without it being inside of a book. So that's one of them I recommend. This is the Senior Coloring Books for Dementia. This one, if there is such a thing as a left-handed coloring book, I think this is a left-handed coloring book, but it's also got some simple designs, but depending on that person's level of function, the borders here have some more intricate designs. So they can get a mix with a book like this. These pages are medium thickness. This book is not perforated. This is the Adult Coloring Book for Relaxation. This is largely flower scenes. This one's got a mix, something like might be too challenging, but I like that it's got nice positive affirming messages. Those are nice. But you got a mix of things in here. This is the Simple Coloring Book for Seniors. This is also a floral theme. This one's got a mix of different patterns. This one might seem complex when you first look at it. It is busy, so that might bother some people with dementia, but the shapes themselves are relatively easy to color. This is the Mindful Patterns. This is a large print coloring book. This one has just a lot of repetitive scenes. This is more of, if you're familiar with the mandalas, this is more like that, where it's just a color for stress relief. It's got a glue binding and these pages are not perforated. And then finally, this is the easiest of the bunch. This is the Easy Coloring Book, Jade Summer. This one has got very simple designs. But one thing that I like about it, if you can see, it's got shaded areas here so that when you color it, it's still got a nice presentation to it. So it's something that they would probably still be proud to show. These are all pretty simple, big, bold, dark line type of coloring book. So, and these pages are not perforated, glue binding, and got a nice thick paper to it. So those are some of the coloring books that I have found that I recommend. So for coloring tools, you want to look at how easy they are to use and also, of course, take into account safety. You want to make sure anything you use is non-toxic, isn't sharp enough to cause injuries. You want them to be easier to hold. So you want things with thicker barrels that are labeled jumbo or easy grip. But also think about the colors. There's been research showing that people with dementia see bright, bold colors better and tend to react more to those types of colors. So some suggestions I have are, if you've got existing coloring pencils that you want to use, but they're having difficulty holding those, you can get these little foam pencil cushion grip holders that slide onto a colored pencil that make it easier to hold. They're nice and soft and cushioned, and slide on and off. These are the Jolly Extra Big colored pencils. They have a dollar point, so you don't have to worry as much about injury. They're nice and thick. They got that hexagonal shape so that they're easier to hold. Now, one caution with this, though, is make sure you've got a nice jumbo-sized pencil sharpener for a product like this. That way you can keep them sharpened. It's got all the basic colors. They're all nice and bright and bold. So it's something like this to make it easier for them to hold on to those. Next option are water drop crayons. I've also seen these called teardrop crayons. These were initially designed for toddlers, but I think there's a lot of benefits for seniors with dementia too. They're shaped like this. So they can be held on like this, like this, like this. I mean, there's all different ways you can hold this depending on the person's needs. They're non-toxic, but they won't mark on skin. So if that's a concern, these will be safer to use in that regard. And then another option are these dual tip fine markers. Markers, you're going to get a nice bolder color. I like this one because it sits up in a nice stand like that, so you can keep things neat and organized if that triggers your loved one at all. These markers are thicker, they're square, so they're easier to hold. You've got a nice thin point on one side that you can do detail work with, or the thicker end, the coloring in larger areas. Some other things you can use are if they're coloring in bed or in a chair, you can get those computer lap desks that would give them a solid surface to color on without having to sit at a desk, or even a clipboard would work for something like that too. So if you want to learn more about any of these products, there are links to all these in the description below. And of course, we want to keep people with dementia engaged in creative activities as long as possible. So I hope this has helped. I hope that you found this video helpful and that you have some ideas of how you can help someone with dementia continue coloring. If so, please like and share this video with your friends. Also, I'd be honored if you'd subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, please leave those for me in the comments below, or feel free to add your own suggestions and ideas based on your experience working with a loved one with dementia. Thanks for watching.